Not to be comparing. I'm gonna be so real. I don't even think I'm gonna read the synopsis. I was hoping there would be more than one pride pick, but whatever, I guess. And then I took a 6-hour nap. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be testing out Aardvark for 3 months, which if you haven't seen it, I previously have done this with Book of the Month. I'm just trying to see, is it worth it, if I'm going to keep it, whatever. This really is just an excuse for me to try out these book subscriptions because I've always wanted one and I just could never justify it. And so now if I'm making a video, I can justify it. So we are going to be starting this in April of 2026. Yeah, it is a few days late because I think they come out the first of the month. It is a week into the month. It is April 7th. My bad. But let's just get into reading the synopsis of each book. Okay, so the first book is Japanese Gothic by Kylie Lee Baker. In this lyrical, wildly inventive horror novel interwoven with Japanese mythology, two people living centuries apart discover a door between the worlds. October 2026, Lee Turner doesn't remember how or why he killed his college roommate. The details are blurred and bloody. All he knows is he has to flee New York and go to the one place that might offer refuge, his father's new home in Japan. A house hidden by sword ferns and wild ginger, but something is terribly wrong with the house. No animals will come near it. The bedroom window isn't always a window, and a woman with a sword appears in the yard when night falls. October 1877. Sen is a young samurai in exile hiding from the imperial soldiers in a house behind the sword ferns. A monster came home from war wearing her father's face, but Sen would do anything to please him, even turn her sword on her own mother. She knows the soldiers will soon slaughter her whole family when she sees a terrible omen, a young foreign man who appears outside her window. One of these people is a ghost, and one of these stories is a lie. Something is hiding beneath the house of sword ferns, and Lee and Sen will soon wish they never unburied it. Okay, that sounds pretty good. I'm intrigued. Okay, the next book is Our Sister's Keeper by Jasmine Holmes, and this one is debut novel, horror, historical fiction. Mississippi, 1927. The groanings are coming. No town is perfect, but East Cobb comes close. It's a wealthy, all-black, free town, untouched by white oppression, where ambitious Thea Elliott and her husband plan to make good on their big dreams. Little do they know that the idyllic town teems with ghoulish, walking nightmares that only the women can see. Mara knows the groanings well. She is one of the carriers, women with the ability to pull traumatic memories from men. Populated by men entirely freed of their pain, East Cobb has flourished, even as the remnants of their memories haunt the town's women. When an unexpected death drives Mara to discover more about her own power, Thea's and Mara's worlds collide. The sisters must confront the rotten core at the heart of East Cobb's prosperity and choose what and who will survive the reckoning. Okay. Really into that. I think I'm leaning more towards that. Okay, Love Galaxy by Sierra Bronham, debut novel, sci-fi, romance, LGBTQIA. A romantic science fiction thriller in which a young woman from a dead-end planet gets cast on reality TV show to compete for the hand of the prince or princess, but not everyone is there for the right reasons. Temmie, a young trash collector stuck in a dead-end job on a garbage planet, finds herself with a golden ticket she never expected, the opportunity to be cast on an interstellar dating show starring the brother and sister heirs to the galactic empire. Through diplomatic challenges and dramatized dates, 24 women will compete to marry the prince and princess and to win the dynasty's favor for their home planet. I'm not feeling that one. The sci-fi dating show vibe is not doing it for me. Okay. The Radiant Dark by Alexandra Olivia. A rival meets wild dark shore in this captivating novel that follows a family over 50 years, a bold and compassionate exploration of the universe around us and what it truly means to be human. It's March 1980, and Carol Gerard and her husband are living an ordinary life in a small town in the Adirondacks. They have just had their first child, and though Carol is struggling with the challenges of new motherhood, her future seems clear, until something extraordinary happens, an inexplicable flickering of light in the sky, which is ultimately determined to be communication from intelligent life on Earth. But these beings are 11 light years away, and nothing is known about them, other than the fact that they seem to know we exist too. And so begins a decades-long exchange of messages with this mysterious faraway civilization. As humanity reels from a shifting understanding of its place in the universe, we follow the stories of the Gerard family. Carol, whose fascination with this other life sparks a desperate search for spiritual meaning. Michael, her loyal son, who finds solace not in the stars above his head, but in the ground beneath his feet, and Ro, Carol's bright and ambitious daughter, whose childhood goal to work in interstellar communication will evolve into something far grander. Okay, that one is very, very intriguing to me. maybe, but I don't think it's drawing me in more than Our Sister's Keeper. Okay, the next is literary fiction, Dear Monica Lewinsky by Julia Langbein. Synopsis. From the acclaimed author of American Mermaid comes a wise, funny, and wildly original examination of female desire and the price women pay for giving into their appetites. 40-year-old Jean Dornan cannot escape the summer of 1998 when, as a college student studying abroad in France, she embarked on an inappropriate relationship with her professor. Now, decades later, when that professor contacts her out of the blue with an invitation to his retirement ceremony, Jean's long-standing malaise becomes an emotional crisis. Desperate to understand why their relationship derailed her life so completely, she begins rereading her old diaries and is shocked to realize that her own disastrous affair occurred during the summer of the Lewinsky scandal, yet she never saw the parallels. In a frenzy of guilt and regret, Jean finds herself praying to Monica Lewinsky for forgiveness as if she were a secular saint, a figure of both suffering and sympathy. To Jean's shock, Saint Monica appears powerful, radiant, wise, and witty, and guides Jean like the ghost of Christmas past back to the summer of 1998. Had Jean merely been naive and stupid, as she had told herself for so long? Was it sheer weakness that led her into the affair, or will Jean, with Saint Monica by her side, see past blame to the beauty of her younger self, search for pleasure, connection, and transcendence? So I think that could have like a really interesting take on things, but like the funny aspect of it I don't think is for me. Like I don't think, like I would almost rather it was very serious the whole way through. The like her coming back as a saint I don't think is going to really draw me in. Okay, Love by the Book by Jessica George. It's a contemporary fiction. Friendship is the love story you can count on. Remy is lucky. Her debut novel, based on her three best friends, became an instant bestseller when it was released, and her agent and publisher are clamoring for a follow-up. But just as Remy's creative inspiration seems to leave, so too do her friends. One moves to New York, one gets pregnant, and one gets back together with her awful boyfriend. After an ill-advised one-night stand complicates matters further, Remy is left deeply alone and unable to find her next book idea. Simone is successful, a kindergarten teacher with a passion for kids and a well-paying side hustle that affords her all the material comforts she desires. She doesn't have time for a robust social life. All Simone needs is her close-knit family, but after the true nature of her work is revealed, they cut her off, and she realizes for the first time just how isolated she is. When Simone and Remy bump into each other, literally in a bookstore, it isn't exactly soulmates at first sight. Simone is guarded and prickly, Remy is insecure and heartbroken, and each woman is harboring a secret. And yet they might just be the missing piece the other has been searching for, if only they can let each other in. Okay, I think this sounds really good, but I fear it has the ability to break my heart, because what do you mean the book she wrote about her platonic soulmates, they're not as close anymore? Are we kidding? So I am going in between Our Sister's Keeper and The Radiant Dark. I do think I am leading towards Our Sister's Keeper. I'm definitely going to like save The Radiant Dark so that I don't forget about it. But I do think I'm going to pick Our Sister's Keeper. I don't know, something's drawn me in. I do like the idea of like gothic horror too. I know the first one is gothic horror as well, but this one, there's just something about this one. So yeah, our first book for Aardvark is going to be Our Sister's Keeper by Jasmine Holmes, and I will be back when it gets here. Bye. Okay, hey guys, I think I said that weird. I received my Aardvark box. I actually received this a couple days ago, I'm not gonna lie. I think it came within 4 days, which is kind of really fast, like from shipping, or actually maybe from me ordering it to getting it. Yeah, I think it came 2 days ago. I just haven't been feeling the best, and I just wasn't in the right mood to open it, even though I really wanted to open it. But I know like one of the books in my book of the month I didn't open on camera, and I was like a little annoyed about that. So I have not opened it, even though I've been dying to open it. This box is so cute. I'll give the first look to you guys. Voila! Think inside the box. Ooh, this book is gorgeous, actually. This book is so pretty. Our Sister's Keeper by Jasmine Holmes. You guys already know this is the book I picked. This is what it looks like without the dust jacket. Still pretty, but definitely not as pretty as with the dust jacket. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous dust jacket. And also not offensive. It's not even on the side. Not to be comparing. Oh my god, this book is so pretty. I like could tell it was when I got it, when I had picked it, but it's just so pretty. Like these colors are gorgeous. Okay. Then I also got a little book that has all the other, or a little paper that has all the other books I could have picked. Like honestly, I think this is cute, but like honestly, am I going to keep this? Probably not. I don't need it. It says the meme challenge. Create an aardvark meme, share your meme on socials and tag us for a chance to win a free credit. Okay, slay. I won't be doing that, but like kind of cool. Okay, and I'm gonna be so honest, I'm so excited for this. Like the aardvark bookmark is so cute. Like this is so cute. I love this. It says, here's the back. It says plot twist enthusiast. I don't know like what this is referencing, but it's so cute. Just the little aardvark logo is so cute. So really loving this. Really loving this. I don't know when I'm gonna get to this. Maybe after I finish the book I'm reading, which actually I might finish reading that today. But now I'm like, whenever I bring a hardcover to work, it gets a little beat up, and I'm like, I don't want this to get beat up. It's so pretty. That's gonna be something I'm gonna have to decide. But that is that for that. The next time you see me, I will be reading this, and then we'll be talking about it. Okay, so officially yesterday I finished Our Sister's Keeper by Jasmine Holmes, which today is the 29th. So I finished it the 28th. I did finish it in April. I'm gonna give like the most in-depth review I can give of it without spoiling anything. I want this to be spoiler free because I fully recommend this book. It's technically not even out yet. I don't think it comes out till June. Is that correct? Surely not. I don't know. This is a 5 for me, an immediate 5. Like, I knew it. The second I finished it, I knew it was a 5. I wish, like, there were some parts where my jaw was literally on the ground, like, actually on the ground, and I was like, no way, I'm so mad. Like, I predicted, like, some things, but some things I didn't, and I was like, I was losing it, and then my mom's like, are you losing it like you hate the book, or are you losing it? And I'm like, no, I'm just like, I can't believe what is happening. It touched on so many different issues, and I think this author did it in an amazing way. I wasn't sure if this was this author's debut novel, but it looks like it is not. But this did make Jasmine Holmes be on my like auto buy list, because this was written so well and I was engrossed in the story. I've talked about it on my channel, like the problems I've had with different horror novels and like really wanting to like horror novels, but just like a lot falling flat because they're just like all they use is the shock factor. It's the only thing they use, or like the main part of what they use. And I'm so glad to have been finding some really good horror novels recently. Like I love Andrew Joseph White's novels. I love this book. Like it's so good. And like I was on the edge of my seat, like literally so nervous, like so stressed. And like honestly, I think that is like aspect in horror that I like a lot. And it's not always done, but like is something gonna happen? When is it gonna happen? Like the anticipation of something happening is like, I love that. That is like part of the movie Undertone that I really liked. This like nervousness for something to happen. Like it was really good. I loved the characters, but I actually hated a lot of the characters, and you were supposed to. And I did think it was very interesting, like how complex every character was, especially the women in the story. Although there were some women that were doing awful things, like the complexities behind it. Now, am I saying I now understand or support them? No, absolutely not. definitely not. But all the main girls that we like hear from, I really liked. Like, I really liked. And I don't know, it was just done so well, and I loved it so much. And like, I like can't explain enough, like, when this book comes out, or if you can get like an early copy and you like horror, like, pick it up. It is so good. The writing was so good. I loved Thea and Mara. Like, I loved them. And I don't know, I'm trying to think. Did it fully explain? I don't want to give something away. Okay. Like, there was something that I, for some reason, didn't expect to be believed in this town, in the way it was talked about, jaw-dropping, but also like, yeah, I could see that happening. And like, the things it touched on, there were just so many moments, jaw on the ground, flabbergasted by like things characters were doing, and then also like not predicting everything, which is always so fun for me because I'm like really good at predicting things, and I actually hate it so much. Like, a lot of twists just don't get me, like, ever. And it's not even that the twist is bad or anything like that. It's just like I get it. And so anytime I can get a novel, and there are so few and far between, but if I can get a novel or a movie where I'm not predicting the twist, it's so good. It's so good. And like, it's probably a book I'll reread because it just was so good. And I tabbed this baby up. I don't know if y'all can see. Let's see if I can find a good quote that doesn't spoil anything. Oh my gosh, literal chills. But they were many. Oh, okay, there's not gonna be a quote because now I'm getting towards the end. But on top of this just being like an absolutely amazing book, absolutely beautiful cover. Gorgeous cover. Oh, I loved this book so much, and there were no flaws in the book at all. I like, printing wise, aardvark wise. Yeah, I'm so excited. This was so good. So good. I could not recommend it enough. So, amazing first choice for our first month. Okay, today is the 1st of May, which means new aardvark picks have dropped today, or they were released today, whatever you want to say. I'm excited because I loved the last book. So I am very excited. The first book is The Caretaker by Marcus Cluer. Movie/TV coming, horror, includes a cat. A supernatural horror about a young woman who accepts a caretaking job from Craigslist, only to discover the position has consequences far greater and more dangerous than she ever could have imagined. Exciting opportunity, caretaker urgently needed, 3 days of work, competitive pay, serious applicants only. Macy Mullins can't say why the job posting grabbed her attention. It had the pull of a fisherman's lure, barbed hook and all. Vaguely ominous, but after an endless string of failed job interviews, she's not exactly in the position to be picky. She has rent to pay, groceries to buy, and a younger sister to provide for. Besides, it's only 3 days' work. 3 days cooped up in a stranger's house surrounded by Oregon coast wilderness. What starts as a peculiar side gig soon becomes a walking nightmare. An incomprehensible evil may dwell on this property, and Macy Mullins might just be the only thing standing between it and the rest of humanity. Follow the rights, follow the rights, follow the rights. And then there's Morse code. Okay. Interesting. I don't know if it's necessarily drawing me in, but we shall see. Okay, the next book is The Girl with 1,000 Faces by Sunyi Dean. It is fantasy, gothic, historical, and includes a cat. It is also 320 pages. A stunning gothic tale set in historical Hong Kong that meshes ancient myths and local legends into a haunting story of ghosts, grief, and women who will not forgive. When Mercy Chen washes up on the shores of Hong Kong with no family, no money, and no memories, the only refuge she finds is the infamous ghost-infested slum of Kowloon Walled City. Since then, she has rebuilt her life, working for the local triad as a ghost talker and dealing with the angry and bitter spirits who haunt the district. The filthy gutters and cramped alleyways of Kowloon have become her home. But the past Mercy can't remember isn't done with her. An unusually powerful ghost has infested Kowloon's waterways, drowning innocents and threatening the districts. It claims to know Mercy and secrets from her past that are best left forgotten. As Mercy is drawn into a deadly cat-and-mouse game with the malignant spirit, she begins to realize that the monster she fights within these walls may well be one of her own making. Okay, I'm very intrigued by that, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, the next book is John of John by Douglas Stewart. It is literary, LGBTQIA, and includes a dog. From the Booker-winning author of Shugi Bane and Young Mongu comes a vivid, moving, and beautifully crafted novel following a young man returning to his Hebridean island home, a portrait of a close-knit community and a fraying family of a father's expectations and a son's desires. Out of money and with little to show for his art school education, John Callum MacLeod takes the ferry back home to the island of Harris to find that little has changed except for him. In the windswept croft where he grew up, Cal begrudgingly resumes his old life, stuck between the two poles of his childhood. His father, John, a sheep farmer, tweed weaver, and a pillar of their local Presbyterian church, and his maternal grandmother, Ella, a profanity-loving Glaswegian who has kept a faltering peace with her son-in-law for several decades. Cal wonders if any lonely men may be found on the barren hillsides of home, while John is dismayed by his son's long hair and how he seems unwilling to be saved. As lambing season turns to shearing season, everything seems poised to change as the threads holding together the fragile community become increasingly knotted. Okay, I'm interested, but I don't know if I'm as interested in this as The Girl with a Thousand Faces. Okay. Cherry Baby by Rainbow Rowell, which they've written a lot of books, and I don't think I've read any of them. Number 1 New York Times bestselling author Rainbow Rowell returns with a breathtakingly honest novel about a woman who lost everything and isn't sure she wants it back. Everybody knows that Cherry's husband Tom is in Hollywood making a movie. Almost nobody knows that he isn't coming home. Tom is the creator of Thursday, semi-autobiographical webcomic turned best-selling graphic novel turned phenomenon. Semi-autobiographical means there's a character in this movie based on Cherry, Baby. Wide-hipped, heavy-chested, double-chinned Baby. Cherry never wanted this. No fat woman wants to see herself caricatured on the page, let alone on the big screen. But there's no getting away from it. Baby looks so much like Cherry that strangers recognize Cherry at the grocery store. While her soon-to-be ex-husband is in Los Angeles, getting rich and famous, being the internet's latest boyfriend, Cherry is stuck in Omaha, taking care of the dog he always wanted and the house they were going to raise a family in, wondering who she's supposed to be without him. Cherry had promised to love Tom through thick and thin. She'd meant it. One night, Cherry decides to leave all her problems, including Tom's overgrown puppy, at home. She ventures out to see her favorite band play her favorite album, and someone recognizes her from across the room. Russ Sutton knew Cherry when she was a young art student with a fondness for pinup dresses and patent leather heels. Before Tom, Russ knows Cherry. He likes Cherry. And best of all, he's never heard of Thursday. I don't think so. It's not drawing me in. Okay, 5 by Iona Bannister. 5 lives, 5 stories, 4 will live, 1 will die. Who it will be? In this slow burn masterpiece of psychological fiction, the choice is all yours. Have you tried to pass the time by imagining the lives of strangers standing next to you? Iona Bannister's 5 introduced readers to 5 seemingly random people waiting for a train. But these are not just any 5 people. From the beginning, we know that one of them is going to die. Soon. Very soon. In 5 minutes, the next train to London will arrive, killing one of them. But before this happens, you will learn their stories. None of these people are saints. Readers might fall in love with the beautiful young man who is on the verge of gambling his life away. They might pity the cantankerous old woman who has fallen to the ground yet is refusing help. Perhaps readers will look away from the child throwing a tantrum or judge his mother, who must surely be to blame. And some will be curiously compelled by the successful and damaged businessman orbiting them. These are the candidates for this morning's misfortune, but they don't know it. Only you know, and you, our complicit reader, will not be able to resist deciding who deserves to walk away and who deserves only 5 more minutes to live. Okay, I think that's really interesting. Really interesting. That's a maybe. Okay, How to Fake It in Society by K.J. Charles. Romance, historical, LGBTQIA. Bridgerton meets the Goldfinch. See, I don't remember if it was this book this video I talked about, or a different video. I think a different video. I don't really love the time period of Bridgerton, so I don't really know. Yeah, 1821. I'm gonna be so real. I don't even think I'm gonna read the synopsis. So I do think I am going to go with The Girl with a Thousand Faces. Yeah, I think that's gonna be my pick, is A Girl with a Thousand Faces by Sunyi Dean. It just is the one that's drawing me in the most. So I'm going to place that order. Perfect. My aardvark box for May came in yesterday. I didn't have time to film, so I did not open it. And so now, first look, you guys get first look like last time. Ta-da! I'm very excited for this book because last week, here, let's look at the little bits and bobs we got. So we challenge you to recreate the cover in aardvark pick, past or present, show off your creativity. These are cute, these little like challenges, and these are cute too. I try not to be a hoarder though, so this will probably get thrown away. But this I'm very excited about. Just one more chapter, famous last words. Okay, these are like not as cringy as the other ones, but this, I love these bookmarks. I will not be throwing that away. Okay, our book, The Girl Without a Thousand Faces, it's actually pretty short, it seems. 306, yeah, it's not too bad actually. The cover is very pretty, and it has like, it like almost looks like it does have gold detailing, but it actually doesn't. I thought it did, but it actually doesn't. And then the cover is just yellow with the little aardvark, and then the book. Oh, it says aardvark on the back too. I actually didn't realize that last month. But yeah, everything looks good. I have no complaints about it. But I'm very, well, I probably just messed up that. So that's, I'm very excited for this book because I really liked the last one, which like makes me like more excited, obviously. But yeah. I'm excited to start this. I'm in the middle of a book, but probably this will be my next read. Maybe. We'll see. Okay. That's all. Okay, it is time to pick our June picks for Aardvark. Now, I will be honest, I haven't finished Woman with a Thousand Faces, and I actually haven't filmed. That is not because I haven't read. I'm about halfway. I've just read a lot at work. We'll talk about that in the wrap up for it. But yeah, I haven't finished my May pick. My bad. And it is June 2nd, but that's fine. That's like not really late. Let's get into the books. Let's read the synopsises and see. The first book is Headlights by C.G. Lead. It is a horror book. It says, perfect for fans of The Shining and Longlegs, best-selling author C.G. Lead's Highlights is a pulse-pounding hunt across the frozen wilderness of Colorado. Every instinct tells him to run. Every memory tells him he can't. Special Agent Daniel Stansfield is ready for a change, burnt out and defeated by the job. It's his last day with the FBI, but before he can turn in his badge, he's summoned back to Denver, the city he ran from 4 years ago, with a chilling message. It's happening again. Seemingly innocent people are waking up on the side of the highway with no memory of how they got there, wearing the skin of victims they've allegedly never met, and they each share one haunting detail. A strand of a stranger's hair is tied around their tongue. Now Daniel is pulled back into the gruesome cycle, and every clue leads him deeper into the shadows of his own past. He will have to confront the ghosts of his traumatic childhood and face what's been hunting him all along before he and the people he loved become the next victims. Okay, I don't know how I'm feeling about that. That feels like it's going to be very gory. We'll see. Okay, the next book is The Anniversary by Alex Finlay, which is a thriller. Every May 1st, a serial killer stalks a small town. Every year he comes for them. On May 1st, 1992, Jules Delaney and Quinn Riley hardly know each other. Jules is a high school queen bee in a small Midwestern town when she survives a brutal attack by the elusive May Day killer, a predator who strikes every May 1st and then vanishes without a trace. Quinn, a boy from the wrong side of the tracks, is arrested the same night after trying to break up a fight and nearly killing someone. By morning, their lives are forever connected. A year later, Jules is haunted by trauma and guilt, tormented by one question: why was she spared? Quinn is newly released from juvenile detention and returns home to devastating news: the unsolved murder of his mother. Over the next decade, their lives are revisited on a single day each year, May 1st. As the years pass, secrets surface, lies unravel, and the paths of Jules and Quinn draw closer together. Two mysteries edge towards the truth: what truly happened the night Jules was attacked, and who murdered Quinn's mother. All the while, the May Day killer is still out there, and the clock is racing toward another anniversary. Once again, I don't know if it's fully driving, like, what's that called? Pulling me in. Okay, the next is The Unicorn Hunters by Catherine Arden, which is fantasy, historical, and includes a cat. Anne of Brittany was a child when France invaded and drove her royal father to his death. Now she's a young woman, sovereign duchess of an occupied realm, and France means to crown their conquest by marrying her to their king. Such an alliance would put her title, her lands, and her body forever in the hands of her enemies. But Anne refuses to be the last Duchess of Brittany. Her only hope of resisting conquest is another alliance sealed with marriage. So Anne arranges a daring last gambit, a secret betrothal to Charles of France's greatest rival, but secrets are hard to keep in a world where rival courts spy on each other with diviners. The forest of Brocaland is once the haunt of Marilyn the Enchanter and the long-lost Fairy Queen, but magic is long gone from Brocaland, except for the occasional sight of a unicorn and one critical quirk. This ancient forest is completely hostile to divination. While pretending compliance with France, Anne plans a unicorn hunt in Brocaland, a bit of pointless pageantry, diversion so she can wed in secret, or so she thinks. That is definitely not an option. Very much not the vibe. Okay, Girl's Girl by Sonia Feldman, debut novel, Literary Pride Month, coming of age. A hypnotic debut about the pivotal summer that shatters the delicate balance between three best friends. 15-year-old Mina's whole world is her two best friends, but after an unexpected kiss, the established dynamics of their trio quickly unravel. Everything that was once shared openly, from clothes to secrets, now feels impossibly fragile. Loyalties shift and tensions simmer across the long days of this pivotal summer, where the girls have nowhere new to go and everything new to feel. Looking back, an adult Mina traces the undercurrents of longing that shaped her first experience of desire. The rituals of girlhood, gossip, selfies, sleepovers, and video games become threads in delicate, volatile web of intimacy, in which everything feels achingly fleeting and permanently etched. Loving one person, Mina learns, can change the way we love everyone else, including ourselves. That's interesting to me. That is the first one that I'm like, yeah. Sublimation by Isabel J. Kim. Debut novel, sci-fi, thriller, movie/TV coming, includes a cat. Doppelgangers, corporate intrigue, heartbreak, betrayal, and the harsh permanence of the border. Sublimation is a thrilling and provocative debut for fans of Severance that ask what you'd sacrifice for a different life. Award-winning author Isabel J. Kim. The border cuts you in two. When you immigrate, you leave a copy of yourself behind. An instance. One person enters their new country, the other stays trapped at home. Some instances keep in touch, call each other daily, keep their lives and minds in sync in the hopes of reintegrating and resuming a life as one person. Others, like So Young Rose King, leave home at 10 years old and never speak to their other selves again. Rose, in America, never imagined going back to Korea until her grandfather died, and her Korean instance called her home for the funeral. She doesn't know that So Young plans to steal her body and her life. How far would you go to live the choice you didn't make? Oof, that sounds really good too. Oof, oh, this might be hard. Okay, The Very Definition of Love by Sophia Benoit. Debut novel, romance, historical. Bridgerton meets Emily Henry in the fresh take on Regency romance about a wallflower writing a dictionary of body slang who arranges her own marriage to the ultimate instructor, the town rake. Okay, I don't care about that. Now, I'm intrigued by Sublimation and Girl's Girl. Oh, never mind. Sublimation is sold out. Okay, never mind. I'm going to add Sublimation to my want to read, though, because that was very interesting to me. I also think it would make a really good book or TV show or movie or whatever it said. But I am going to get Girl's Girl. Now, I did want to get the Pride pick for this month because I did want to say when I was doing Book of the Month, I actually also had a box in June and there was only one Pride pick. And now there's only one Pride pick here. I was hoping there would be more than one Pride pick, but whatever, I guess. So my pick for this month is Girl's Girl by Sonia Feldman. Let's hope I finish The Girl with a Thousand Faces before that book comes in. So this is actually like a double thing that we're going to be doing. So I have finally finished The Girl with a Thousand Faces by Suni Dean. Truth be told, is in fact June 12th. A myriad of reasons. I was like basically solely reading this at work because I've not been doing great and I didn't have the time. And so I was like basically solely reading this at work. And honestly, this is a book that kind of need my full attention. So it was taking me a long time to read at work. I can usually read about a page a minute for like a standard adult fiction book. Now, I was not reading that fast because I was like really having to focus. And then it was like, since it was taking me so long, I'm like, am I not liking it? I was having a hard time. Now, once I started reading this book outside of work, and once I had reached, I think, part 2 or part 3, I was like in it. I was like fully in it. And then I was like, hey, no, I'm liking this book. So overall, I'm giving this book a 4.5. I think it did a really good job at exploring like rage and generational trauma and everything like that. And I think all the characters were very complex, and I still was rooting for all of them. And sometimes I have a hard time with that. Like sometimes when characters are doing things that I'm like, oh, I have a hard time rooting for them. But I was still rooting for all the characters. Now, the only reason I'm giving it a 4.5 instead of a 5 is for some reason, some of the dialogue just fell a little flat to me. That is the only reason, is just some of the dialogue felt a little bit weird to me. I can't explain it to you. It did. Not weird. It didn't. There were times when it was like, oh, are we being serious? Are we being funny? I had a hard time with that, but I still really like this book, and I'd really recommend it. Meshes ancient myths and local legends into a haunting story of ghosts, grief, and women who will not forgive. And that concept is perfect for me, and I thought it was done really well, and I was very intrigued the whole time. And honestly, I wasn't quite sure what was going to happen. Like, I was a little like, I wasn't predicting it, and I usually predict books from the beginning, so that's always nice too. So I would really recommend this. The writing was done really well. I used this pronunciation guide a lot. I think that also made it so that it took me a while to read, but I wanted to be pronouncing the names correctly in my head. And so I was going back and forth. Now, yeah, I think that's all. So both of the books I've liked so far. Now, since it is June 12th, I have the next aardvark. Now, this actually did get delayed. It was like, I don't know, I think it got lost for a little bit because I think I ordered this like the 2nd of June or something. But it did get lost for a little bit, but we have it. I've had it for a while and I just haven't opened it because I wanted to finish that book first. So I'll show you guys the sneak peek. Now let's look at our little things first, and then we'll look at our book. Okay, so we got like the little postcard with all the books. Oh, June bingo. Wait, this is so fun. A little June bingo. Maybe I'll try and do this. It's already the 12th, but... Okay. And then we have the bookmark. And on the back it says, I'm on my hero's journey. Now, if I were to guess, I'm guessing this is the lesbian flag. I was wondering if we were going to get a pride bookmark. I'm guessing this is the lesbian flag. And like I said before, I don't know if the bookmark is dependent on what book you pick. I don't fully know. But like I read with you guys, I picked Girl's Girl by Sonia Feldman, which was the pride pick of the month. I was wanting to pick a pride pick for June. And the other book I was interested in is Sublimation. I was thinking of getting 2, but that one was sold out when I looked. Now, Girl's Girl's pretty short, actually. And like I've said with all of my books, I'm seeing no problems with my book. It looks good. I really love how the aardvark logo just like blends right in. It's not a big deal. It's not like in your face. Here's what it looks like without the dust jacket. I actually really like it. It's fun colors. And I'm very excited to read this book. And yeah, so that is our last opening for this video. All that will be left is me reading this, my like non-spoilery wrap up of it, and then my wrap up of the whole video. I think that's all I had to say. I mean, I had a lot to say, but I think that's all I had to say. I did bust up this book a little bit, but that's on me. I had it in my purse and I was bringing it to work. You know, it happens. I need to get a book sleeve. But yeah, I'll try not to bust up this book because I actually really like how it looks. So yeah, I will see you guys when I am reading this. Okay, hey guys, we are back for our final section of this video. So first, we need to start off, I finished Girls Girl by Sonia Feldman. Now, I really liked this book. I do think I'm going to give it a 4. I don't know why, but we're going to talk about what I liked about it. Now, I have a really weird, crazy comparison that I don't know, not even comparison, you'll see, that I don't know if anyone will agree with, nor how many people have read Girls Girl and also read Jawbone by Monica Ojeda. All the parts of Jawbone that I actually liked were in this book, obviously not in a horror way, but the conversations about young, like preteen female friendship, the blurring of lines, the closeness, and the like exploration of your sexuality. I feel like that was the like whole part of this book, and that was the part of Jawbone that I really, really liked. And so obviously, I liked it. I read it really quick. I thought it was done really well. I don't know. It didn't feel like a 5-star to me, nor did it feel higher than a 4. I think that there were just some times that I was like a little thrown off by certain behaviors of the girls. Now, that doesn't mean they wouldn't happen. And I'm saying more in the aspect of the friendships I felt like were very toxic. And I'm saying this as someone who had a very toxic friendship in middle school. I don't know. I just sometimes was thrown off because of how close they were supposed to be and then things that would happen. Now, when there's like these feelings involved and there's like 3 of them and like changing of dynamics, like I understand things like that can happen. I don't know. It just threw me off sometimes. And I think that's ultimately why I wasn't going to give it a 5. Now, I do really recommend it. And I don't know if I would have picked it up if it weren't for Aardvark, just because I haven't really heard much about it, but I really, really liked it. So yeah, that is Girls Girl by Sonia Feldman. Now, we read 3 books this month with Book of the Month. We have Our Sister's Keeper, Girl with a Thousand Faces, and Girls Girl. And none of them got below a 4. So I would call that a win. Obviously, I'm picking them, so it's not that shocking that they were good. Going over just Aardvark, I never had a problem with like the quality of the book. They all were printed very well. My dust jackets all line up very nicely. I love the logo situation. I know I've talked about this so many times. I love that the logo is on the front, but it blends in with the cover. It's not on the side, and it's on the book here, blends in once again, and then it's on the back right there. I like all of those. Now, it also is a little unfair to other book boxes I might be comparing it to, because I do just like the logo of Aardvark, but ultimately it's not everywhere, and I really like that. I like that if it's just sitting on your shelf, it's not like branded everywhere. So I do really like that. I feel like, I don't remember when I tried out Book of the Month, but all of the books have been matte, and I do really like matte books. I know not everyone does, but I really do. I can't remember. I think Book of the Month ones are shiny. Like, not matte, not shiny either. But yeah, let's look at the price, because that's, I think, an important part of this. Now, I will say, I haven't canceled my Aardvark. I haven't canceled it, and my payment probably went through for it already. I couldn't bring myself to cancel it. I love it so much. Okay, so the first month of Aardvark, I paid $4.30. Then the next 2 months I paid $19.30, and honestly, I don't think that's that bad for getting a hardcover, and hardcovers can be expensive. I was reading a hardcover, and I had gotten it secondhand, and I had saw the original price, and my jaw dropped. Like, books are so expensive right now. So like $19 I think is not that bad. I don't know. I don't really have any negatives to share. I've liked all the options. I felt like the options were all very unique, and they had some that were like very anticipated books, like universally and some that were like new books I was seeing. And there weren't any books that I like actually didn't like. Like, there were books that might not fit into what I like, but there weren't books that I was like, oh, gave me pause. There were no books that gave me pause. So I will give Aardvark that, and I will be continuing it. I don't know for how long. I don't know if it's going to be forever, but I will be continuing it, especially while I am reading. I feel like I don't feel bad getting it because I have been reading a ton, and if I continue to read them and not just pile on these books, I feel like there's no harm, especially because I'm not really buying books right now, so like this can be my one book expense. But yeah, I think that's all. I wish I had more to explain, but I don't really have any problems with it. I never had any problems getting it. I never got damaged books. Like one time it was delayed, but it was just slightly delayed, like nothing crazy. Like I've really liked it. I've really liked Aardvark, and I kind of knew I would because I've obviously seen people open Aardvark, and I always am intrigued by the books they pick. So I'm like, oh, they have a good selection. I love how the books look, the print of the books, and I love their bookmark, which I know is not like shouldn't be a selling factor, but like it slightly is for me. It slightly is for me. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's gonna be all for today. Now, I'm sorry, this is actually going up a day late. With my health stuff, honestly, it's a little bit worse. It's a little bit worse. And on Thursday, I couldn't go to work. And then I was like, hey, maybe I can edit because then I'm just like sitting. I don't have to like stand. And first of all, that night I'd gotten 11 hours of sleep. And then I took a 6-hour nap. So that's why this is late. But next week will be the monthly wrap-up, and I have been a reading fiend. Spoiler, I've been a reading fiend. But if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if there's any other book boxes you'd like me to try. I know these are like the two main ones. I can think of one other one, but I don't know. Comment down below and subscribe if you want to see more. I think that's all, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!